Oh,
Hello,
hello. Hi, everyone. This is
hello.
Dave and Roxanne.
Happy Canada Day, everybody.
Happy Canada
If you're
Day.
from Canada and you are in our business page, you follow us. Happy Canada Day.
Yes, it's
I
July 1st. That's a Canada Day. And I know in the US it will be July 4th.
think so.
They have
On the
the.
4th. Um, and if you're celebrating right now, if you're in Canada, we're in Calgary. There's probably something happening downtown. Typically,
Oh, yeah.
in Princess Island, probably there's fireworks, but we're just jumping in and just say our gratitude for being in Canada, why we're forever grateful
Mm-hmm.
that we are here in Canada. So,
Yes. So let us know where you're tuning in from. We always love to know how global we are in this community. So comment below when what country, what state. We always love to know how global we are.
that's right. So, we're going to dive right into this. So, the first thing is I'm grateful for my mom for
Hmm.
bringing us here, give us a new beginning
Yes.
to be here in Canada. She actually, I was telling my son because we had a date today, and I was telling her about my mom, that my mom is a hero. And my son was saying, "Oh, why is your mom a hero, Dad? Like a superhero, right?" No, I said because she basically sacrificed to be here in Canada. That we were
Hmm.
away for a long time. First, she was in Saudi Arabia, and then she came to Canada. I think she was here 4 years ago or 5 years before she sponsored us to come to Canada
In
in
1996.
1996. Ooh, that was like seems like eons ago. 1996, and because of that, gave us a new beginning. I was able to go to school here. Um, did a lot of things. So
That's what you're
that's
grateful
my
for.
first
Yeah.
gratitude.
Like for me, same thing. I'm grateful for my parents who sacrifice a lot. They are my heroes too. We moved here in 2004. They sponsored us as immigrants. My parents actually came in 2003, and then sponsored us the next year. So I've seen them work so hard. They gave up their jobs, their homes in the Philippines just to give us a better life here, and that's why I have that dream in the beginning to help them in the retirement. So, yeah, like that's why I'm grateful because of this opportunity to be here in Canada. Yeah,
So
that's
thank you, Canada. The
yes.
second thing that I'm so grateful for Canada is that without Canada, I would have not met my beautiful wife, my one true
Oh
love,
yes,
uh, Roxanne.
yes.
If I was in the Philippines, I would have not met her.
Yeah, we were kidding. Like, yeah, I know. I'm grateful for Canada too because in the beginning, in 2004, when I moved here, I got mad at my parents. I told them, why are we moving? Because I was 16. And of course, I have my like all my friends there. I'm going to college at the time, and I didn't want to be here, but because of Canada, I met my husband, so I'm grateful for it. We were kidding that, in case we didn't go to Canada, or maybe one of us will go to
We're probably
Canada,
gonna still
we'll
meet
still probably
somewhere
meet
in business
somewhere.
somewhere.
Yeah.
The third thing why I'm grateful to be in Canada is because of the healthcare system. I don't know if some of you may know, but I had cancer in 1997, salivary gland. They took out the salivary gland. I had radiation treatment, and because of the healthcare system, I didn't have to pay for it. Um, in Canada, if I was in the Philippines, it would have cost an arm and a leg. I
Mm-hmm.
would have been buried in debt, or probably couldn't afford it. So now, come to think about it, I didn't really make a big deal of it because I was only like very young, grade 11. Come to think about it, I could have not. It probably saved my life.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And soon after, there was many surgeries that I did
Oh
that
yeah,
was for free here in
yeah.
Canada.
Like most of the what is it like like surgeries and like a lot of like healthcare, they're free here in Canada. Well, we pay for it
In
in
taxes.
taxes, but
But it's
yeah,
good because
it's
we could not have saved that enough money to be able to do it. Right? So
yeah, yeah. The fourth one is we list down here is we're grateful for Canada because we have Caleb because
mm,
Caleb was born using with the help of the IVF and of course
hmm
with God's grace. Yeah, like IVF made happen for us here in Canada, and it's would you say well Some of it is
it's just the access, right? Because like
yeah.
consultation was free,
Oh yeah,
right? That probably isn't free if you go to a different
country.
country. Obviously, the IVF wasn't free, but just be able to get all the the leading up to it. That would have cost a lot of money. The specialists in the
Oh
IVF,
yeah.
getting our blood test, all those things, right?
Mhm.
And our first IVF, Roxanne was still working for City of Calgary, and that's part of what
Yeah,
helped
it's
us, right?
included.
So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
it's
so
amazing. Yeah, we're just
just
grateful for
access
it.
to it, right? So
Yes. Hi, Nima Gurung. Uh, nice to see you both again before I go to bed. Yes. Good night. Here. Thank you.
by the way, if you live in Canada, comment one thing. If you're celebrating Canada Day, or if you live in Canada, comment one thing you are grateful for
Yeah.
in Canada. Even if you're thinking, "Oh, I'm having a tough time here in Canada," I want you to force
The
yourself.
weather.
I want you to force yourself to find something because
Yeah.
your attitude, the attitude of gratitude, creates your altitude
Mhm.
in life, right? So
Yeah.
it's
Nima
the
is
key.
from New York. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. The fifth one
Yeah,
is
is
that.
books
Yeah.
change your life. Have access to books here because we if you lived in the Philippines,
Oh yeah.
books. First of all, I don't think we can afford books, right? It's either books or food, right? Because really, you
It is expensive
barely
in
make it.
here.
That's why every time we go to the Philippines, we would buy books and give it to Roxanne's friends or
Oh yeah.
nephews and nieces because people don't even think about that because like
Hmm.
I don't know now, but still, like it's still not something that you would buy, right? You'd rather save something to
Yeah.
buy a cell phone or to buy something, right? Instead of
Yeah.
like buying books, right?
Yeah. And usually, like I remember when I was in high school there, like grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, right? Going to school, we had to go to the library. We had to like rent it, and but we don't buy certain books like for personal development.
Mm.
And then when we go back to Philippines, if we go to like bookstores there, like it's expensive. Like here is like $20, and $20 is a lot in the Philippines, right? So
A lot.
people won't buy for books
Because that's either fast food like Jollibee
for
uh,
like 2 meals,
for
three
two
meals,
meals
right?
or,
So
or buy a personal development book. Here, it's you have access to it
mhm.
in used bookstores or even libraries here. It's you just pay a minimum fee. Before it was free.
No, it's free
Is it still
right now.
free?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So
yeah.
and you can get all those personal development books there.
Mhm.
For me, my first book was Awaken the Giant Within. I was
By Tony Robbins.
by Tony Robbins. It was a time where I was uncertain in my engineering career. I hated my job. I had a sickness called alarm clockitis, if you know what that is. I talk about it all the time. When the alarm clock goes off, you want to snooze it because you don't want to go to work, and then you forgot that you snooze it, and it rings again. 5 minutes later, and you throw the
Mhm.
alarm clock off the wall. And what helped me, you know, get through that time in my life is for some reason I was going to the bookstore kind of depressed, stressed, and on the corner of my eye, for some reason, a book from Tony Robbins
Mhm.
that's Awaken the Giant Within was there. I don't know how I saw it. I picked it up, and there was things there that helped me.
Mhm.
Questions about myself, books. I didn't know there was books that you could learn about yourself. And I remember like there's a question, what are you excited about? I forced myself. What are you happy about? What are you
And
grateful for? I thought it was Kayla.
it's our nephew. Okay.
What are you thankful for? And
Mhm.
those exercise helped me
Mhm.
get through that time. And then
Yeah.
what changed my life was the next book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. How many of you guys read that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad? Drop the number one in the chat. If you have not read that book, pick it up. Right, it's gonna blow your mind. It changed the course of my career because of that book.
Mhm.
First time I heard the concept called passive income. First time I heard the concept called financial education, and where he says that, if you want to become good financially, read finance books, study it,
Mhm.
because you could be the most successful engineer, but be broke because you're good at your career, but you didn't study money,
Yeah.
right? You could be the best doctor and be broke. You know, your career success in your career does not determine your financial success. You could be a janitor, and in the game called Cash Flow 101, you know, you could be a janitor and have more assets than someone that is a doctor or engineer because you understand money, financial education, and that blew my mind. That's the reason why I went into business, abandoned the engineering path, and went there. It's through books and access here in Canada. So thank you, Canada.
Yes. Yeah, like my first book was my sister gave it to me. It's because I didn't like to read books like from school, right? But this one is like a personal development, and it's easy to read. It was The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. That will really
Yeah, if you
like
guys don't
open
know,
my mind.
Jack
And
Canfield is the guy who wrote the Chicken Soup for the Soul
oh
books,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Who was your second one?
Second one was that what is it?
I gave it to you.
Yeah, he gave it to me. We were just friends at the time. Was it the
Arcad, what's his name?
you just said it earlier.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a finance book, but it's like written in stories.
Stories.
The richest man
The
in
Richest
Babylon.
Man in Babylon.
The
That really,
richest man in
I
Babylon.
love that book. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's my second book. Yeah. So because of that of Canada, that's why we're grateful because of the free or the easy access and of personal development.
Right? What's
And
next?
lastly is that we're grateful for.
Yeah, what we're grateful for in Canada is that um, we failed. A lot of you know our journey. We failed in 24 businesses, and finally found a business that worked for us after 24 failures. But thank you, Canada, for allowing us. For me, anyways. After I read that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, I was led to my first business, which is in financial services, and there is where I met my first mentor. And that really from that book and seeing that guy, high school education and starting to become successful financially, it really broke my paradigm of seeing in my mind. I thought financial success was someone that has a degree, you know, a PhD and doctorates
Mhm.
degree, because that was what I was lodged in my mind. That's what success looks like. But I linked it to financial success. But when I read that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, if you understand money, you don't need to have all the degrees. If you master understanding about finance, and I saw this guy, didn't even graduate high school in Canada, was had more financial success than
Mhm.
anyone I knew. It blew my mind, and that's what changed. And because of that, here in Canada, access to that, be able to try different
Oh yeah.
businesses and fail in a lot of things. Started another business, be able to afford it because like you could really live in Canada
Comfortably.
comfortably working in just normal jobs like fast food and all that stuff, right? I remember at the time I was working in Walmart, right? Because I got out of my engineering job, I took the leap of faith in a job. I was working in photo lab in Walmart and doing the transition. Learning financial services at that time is just incredible how you can do that here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just amazing. Like yeah, we're just grateful living in Canada because of the
Access to credit cards.
access to credit card. Even though we follow Dave Ramsey
Now,
now, but throughout our journey in this business entrepreneurial, like we have a lot of like
the reason why
access of credit
we're able to
cards,
go to like
like failed
conventions and start
conventions,
a new
and yeah,
business.
like even though it's not if you don't know how to manage it properly, you will be in bad debts, right, or in debts. So yes, we're just grateful for Canada for we also filed bankruptcy
Yeah.
in 2009.
Mhm.
2009, we were newly married, and we have no idea about bankruptcy and all that. But if we had a choice, we wouldn't
We
do
wouldn't do it
that,
again. Do
right?
that.
But it's just Canada is a forgiving. Would you say forgiving country
Yeah, but
or
in a year she was discharged for me about a year and a half
mhm.
because I made a little bit more income than her at that time. But we were able to rebuild our credit. If we were in a different country, I don't think that's even possible.
Yeah, it's hard for like I know in Philippines you have to have a really good
Job
jobs
to get a
to
credit
get
card.
a credit. And it's not easy to do that, right? So it's just different laws and different, yeah, like, but and also like in Canada, one last thing, it's not here. I just remember that the freedom for our what is it, our faith,
Yeah,
right? Because I know some countries there you're not able to do that, but here, um
to express your faith.
yeah, like I'm just grateful because if I was in the Philippines, um
Well, in the
well,
Philippines
in
it's
the Philippines is
fine.
good too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's.
yeah,
I mean, that's where our faith foundation was
yeah.
built.
That's true. That's true. But if I was in the Philippines, I have a, not bad, but like my teenage years is not in a good way,
Mm.
right? But
Ah, you mean you met our faith
yeah, our
community,
faith community,
Light of
right?
Jesus,
The
the
Light of
peace,
Jesus.
because of Canada. Right?
Yeah, in
We were
Canada.
led here. We probably
Mhm.
can still meet that there, but here it was her mom that invited us to come to the feast.
Yeah,
Right? So,
yeah. So
so there's a lot to be grateful
yes,
for. We're
well,
just kind of, you
yeah, we
know,
just wanna.
so you can do it in what's supposed to be 10 minutes, but
Hello, Ogun Tayo. Nice to see you both. Welcome back from San Diego. Yes. Thank you, thank you. We came last week
I love going to
in
events because we get
Thursday.
fired up again.
Happy Canada to
Uh,
you as well. Hi, Ama from Sydney, Australia.
we just wanted to
Awesome.
pick up the momentum of doing go lives
Yes.
from the San Diego to getting home because go live really is our thing. Like giving value through videos. That's where we're really like really God has given us that passion and desire to to bless people through what we've learned and to give it back. So
Yeah.
so we're gonna continue on. Keep your eyes peeled on our business page. But if you're in Canada, happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day.
And if you don't mind, if you live in Canada, comment. If you're watching this on a replay or live, what is one thing, just one, you're grateful for? Even if it's hard, I can't think of anything. Why am I here?
Why am I here?
Find it, because when
Yeah.
you
Why
find
is it
what you're,
so cold? Well, it's a beautiful, beautiful country. If you're ever
that's the only
interested
thing.
in coming to Canada, come during summer. But
Yeah.
yeah. But some people love winter. We don't, but
I don't mind winter.
we love going to hot
That's
and
true.
warm
Oh, true.
places. But yes, those are the things that we're grateful for, and many more.
There's so
I'm
many.
sure there's so many, and I think Canadians, like, the culture is very
Very,
rich
very
in terms of, like, there's a lot of immigrants, so cultural lead, like, we respect like different kinds,
multicultural.
multiple cultures, lots of great food, and just nice people, I would say.
That's right.
Awesome.
Thanks for tuning in,
Thank you
everybody. Have
guys.
a great day. God bless
God
everybody.
bless you. Bye.